Okay.
I mean, you could
Gen's
come.
gonna kinda like try and move forward to test it himself.
I'll lead them
He's gonna-
forward.
Reach forward. He's not like gonna try and shove his hand through, but he's just gonna gently like reach out and try and push.
Yeah, again, when you push, your hand gets up to open gap in the fence, and then as you go, your hand just kind of turns up like that. You don't feel resistance, but it just kind of like stops midair.
When I see Gen's, would it be like, would mine be more deeper than Gen, or would it be the same as Gen?
It is the same.
Okay.
Gen's gonna try and push a little harder on it. Does it feel like there's any give at all?
You actually don't even feel any resistance at all, again. It's just like your arm itself will not move past that point.
Ray,
Yeah.
push my shoulder forward.
It's a mental difference.
You sure?
Yes.
Wait. Don't do it again. I look at Akari and I'm like, just push my arm forward. At least Gen gets more injured than.
Ever.
At least Gen gets more injured than he already
I'm
is.
just gonna pull Gen away.
Okay.
Gen doesn't
We're
try
gonna
and
have the
push the thing forward, but he doesn't let himself be pulled away. He's going to see this.
Okay, so Akari will basically wrap her hands around your arm, Alex, and then she'll give more of a push, but then you can see that her hands just kind of slide up down your arm as she pushes, and then her hand goes up into the same position, and you get the feeling that she wasn't even really trying to go forward with it, it just kind of happened.
Okay. Well, Akari did try to push me, but like I said earlier, I believe that since we can't feel it, I mean, I felt it, but it could be something in our mind trying to stop us from doing it. If I remember correctly, there was an experiment with rats where they try to get the cheese and then try to go through a door. One of the doors will have electricity running through it, and the other one will not. So the rat will always, try to go from one specific direction. After a while, they'll switch the doors and then do it again. But the rat will choose the same door that it never felt resistance from until it gets electrocuted again. So I believe that was called the
Pavlovian.
conditioning.
Pavlovian
Pavlon.
conditioning.
That. I believe that's what we may be experiencing at this moment. Or it could be a freaking force field and we just can't feel it.
So either
Gen
our
just
minds are playing tricks, or just some
Or we
extra
were
force.
programmed to feel like this.
here's how you know if it's physical or not. Gen's gonna look around. Is there any like small rocks?
There's like a couple like small bamboo sticks on the ground, like no rocks.
If Gen can, he'll like either reach down or motion for somebody if they can grab it for
I'll
him.
grab it for him. Just boop. There you go.
Gen takes it and is just gonna chuck it through the opening.
Okay, so when you go to chuck it up through the opening, again, your hand just kind of stops, like right before the throw.
I don't think that's a physical barrier.
This just gets keeping weirder and fucked. I don't know what we're trying to say.
Well, I wouldn't disagree with you.
Yeah.
But yes. So escaping to the woods or probably to the yacht would be
Out of the question.
well for now, because we don't know if we can go to those places to begin with. Right now, all we know is that we can't cross this fence.
Well, we can or we can't.
So,
We can't,
Okay.
as you
Yeah.
physically seen.
So, alright. Yeah, that is okay. Well,
again, just coughs a little. Alright. Let's, we figured out that this doesn't work.
so the only option we have at the moment, unless we try to find a way to unprogram ourselves, is to hide. Hide out for a few days. And wait for the announcement, of course.
In the spirit of experimenting, out of character, can would any of the bamboo shoots be sharp?
I mean, bamboo doesn't really get sharp on its own, so
Okay.
no. Unless if you want to split it, then you'll have like a pseudo point on the end of it.
Okay, I'll grab the bamboo shoot. I look at Akari and ask her to break it for me.
Okay, she'll set it on the ground and hold it with one hand and like break off the front piece of it, and it's now got a little bit of a point.
Mm. I look at it and I grab it and then try to cut myself with at least the sharp end or the pointy end from the bamboo shoot, either on my my palm or at my wrist.
If you try and cut yourself on your wrist, Gen's gonna try and stop you.
You're physically away from me at the moment, so.
I mean, actually, I made sure that I was rather close, so I could see a bunch of stuff.
Oh well.
Not,
Will you stop?
Okay,
Ray?
not stopping him.
Alright, so you start cutting yourself across the palm or wrist. Answer.
Okay.
Well, are you cutting the palm or the wrist? I'm asking.
Let me roll a D4. The wrist.
Yeah,
Okay.
gonna try and stop him from cutting his wrists open.
I'm not stopping him. I'm just letting him, like...
I mean, you're still
yeah,
holding on to them.
Yeah, he's has a hold on me until he collapses, but...
I mean, Gen can stand on his own for a little.
True.
He
He needs
needs a little help to move around a bunch.
So, pretty much you take the little bit of bamboo stick you have that's sharp, and then you just fucking jab it into your wrist, and then you start pulling, and it cuts you. It's not too particularly deep, and then it leaves a splinter down the middle, and then blood starts coming out your wrist like you cut yourself with like a skin burn or something like that.
Hmm.
Gen's gonna
And
try
I'm
and grab
pretty sure
the thing
Gen's
from his
gonna
wrist.
straight up try to tackle you right now.
There kind of a roll you want?
I mean,
I guess just give me opposed body rolls
I
and give
mean,
yourself a -5.
Agreed.
agreed. Where's picture?
Yeah, they really are not helping you, Daniel.
He himself is trying to stop me from experimenting. Okay, that's all on him.
I'm trying to stop you from opening your wrists.
I mean, I already did. You didn't really stop me. You just,
Well, I mean,
Jump into him.
I wasn't allowed to. I would have tried to stop you once you raised it like you were gonna stab yourself, but I wasn't allowed to.
Blood for the blood god. Ah.
Okay, so does he make it or does he not? That's all I want to know.
It's opposed, isn't it?
You have to roll body yourself
Yeah, it's
also.
opposed. You gotta
Alex.
roll
So what do I roll?
Just
Body?
Just body.
body.
He just has to roll body roll.
Since I'm healthy, can I get a +1?
He has a
Yeah.
-5.
Yeah, the negative is on me, not the bonus on you.
1 point away.
Gen's just gonna
Okay.
rip the thing from your hands.
So pretty much you
What are
start
you
to cut it.
doing?
Yeah. What happens is you get the first cut across it, leaves a splinter, and then as you're about to dig deeper, he yanks it up out your hand.
Was that a reaction from your within yourself, or did you do it unintentionally?
That's me stopping my idiot friend from cutting his wrists open.
Okay.
I don't give a shit what your experiment is. Suicide is not the answer.
I
Alright,
wasn't
alright,
committing
okay.
suicide to begin with.
Then what are you,
It's
what are you trying to do?
whether to see if we're allowed to injure ourselves or others.
Then cut your palm open. Don't open your veins.
Gen,
I mean-
alright, Gen, calm the fuck down.
I mean,
no words.
I mean, how would you know if it's going to stop you with only a small injury or with a fatal injury?
Alright, that was risky as hell.
Why do you want to fatally injure yourself?
Oh, sorry, go on.
Gen is taking this worse than when you told him that there was a magical space barrier that you couldn't pass through the fence.
Can you release
Like,
my
this
hand?
is even less logical to him.
I look again. Can you release my hand? I gotta get the splinter out. Unless you want to go into
Gen
another-
isn't holding your hand. He took the
The
weapon
bamboo.
you were using from you.
Alexander will try to take out the splinter off, and just
Oh, Daniel's gonna have a
If he looks like he's about to stab himself again with a splinter, Gen will just actually hurt
How
you.
would you stab yourself with a splinter? Excuse me, is it big enough?
The question
You
never
about-
think you answer mid-session.
You about to not need to test if you can injure yourself. Gen gonna kill you himself.
Right, but Daniel's gonna have a field day with you two.
So is it big enough?
It's the splinter is about like so. So I guess if you're really determined, you could just jam it further down your skin. But like, why though?
If I might interject,
Hit the mind in the name of science.
Hey!
Fucking Daniel off just in the distance. I feel a disturbance in the force. This is why you critical fumbled.
The
Because
wind's
it's happening at the exact same moment it is. And your
the
medical
wind's
senses are just
howling.
like, somebody's doing something extremely dumb.
Wind's howling.
Millions of it's impossible. Millions of brain cells all cried out in terror, and then suddenly silent.
Wind's howling. What the hell was that? Alright, look,
Oh.
Alex, I understand in the name of science we need to figure this shit out. However, injuring yourself and cutting your wrist, one of the more important parts of the body, technically, sort of, I'm not sure. It's the
A
problem.
very vital blood vessel.
Yeah, it's risky as fuck.
I mean, I wasn't cutting my vein. I was cutting part of my wrist to begin with.
Where do you think your veins are?
I mean,
On the left
deeper,
half,
deeper inside my wrist. I mean, I know how
deeper
far,
inside your
how
left
deep I should go.
Or you're cutting
There was
above.
a reason why. There's a reason why. When you feel for your pulse, you check your wrist. It is one of the places where the vein is closest to the skin.
Alright, before
I
Gen blows a
never checked there. I
gasket.
always checked under my neck.
Alright, before Gen continues blowing the gasket here, and we get noticed also, because we're making quite a loud noise around here, mind you. Are we done experimenting?
Yes.
Not we, mostly Gen.
No, you are
Okay.
definitely done experimenting.
Both of you,
If I have to
quiet.
drag you back myself.
Both of you, quiet the fuck down. Are we done, Alex? Are we done with your
For now.
experiments?
Yeah.
Yes. We need to cut off his hand.
Oh no,
Alright.
the hands again. All right,
Yeah, sure.
let's make our way back.
Real quick, did he actually take a wound point from stabbing himself?
On even, yes. On odd, no.
Okay, Alex, you take 1 wound point from just pointlessly scratching yourself.
I see. I mean, it wasn't pointless. It was in the name of science.
Look, you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes.
So is that what Gen did? Playing with Kenzo and the others.
Listen, I had no choice. I went to go get my medicine and got
What?
jumped. You made a weapon and then
This
turned it
act
on
had so
yourself.
much point.
I technically never made a weapon. It
This
was
act had
Akari who
so
made the weapon.
little point
I just used the weapon
that
that she
if
made.
it's a billiard, it is the cue ball, not the cue.
Oh my god, this is amazing.
But yeah,
Okay, is there anything else that needs to happen with this?
no, not really.
Okay.
Infernal screaming.
Again,
Okay.
trust level for Ray this last couple of sessions. For Alex,
I mean, hey. Sometimes in a difficult situations, you gotta go to the extremes.
For sure.
Okay, all right, let's calm down.
I mean, it's
You guys
it's not
start
like
making your way back to the Aikido building. It's now about half an hour before the school's supposed to put the bulletin out.
as we go through there, I'm like, it's not like there was an animal to experiment on.
I am worried.
why is
I
the
am.
first thing that comes before self-mutilation animal cruelty to you, Alex?
I am worried for all of us now.
So everyone gets back to the room now. Before we get back, Daniel, roll me a humanity roll real quick.
I
Because the
knew
blood
it.
started boiling when you were
Yeah.
experimenting.
Specifically, I pointed out 2 things that Gen left with him: protective eye goggles, which are specifically for
it's-
chemicals, and breathing masks.
And Daniel had Daniel would have used the mask, but I will roll it. I mean, it might go through your skin for all I know.
My
So
good through mask was.
humanity roll. Or even is that?
Would Alexander even
Not in
have
empathy.
humanity?
Empathy.
Would
Oh,
Alexander even
empathy.
have?
I can do empathy. I can do humanity.
Yeah, humanity's a stat that correlates to your empathy.
Do I get a bonus for the protective equipment?
You give yourself a +1, my guy.
I didn't fumble.
I think Ray fumbled on that one, right?
I don't remember.
Ray didn't.
Ray failed. He did not fumble. Okay.
I don't
so,
know. Pastor, I don't know where it was, but
Daniel, you start experimenting. The blood boils a little bit, creates like a vapor. You open up the window and you feel a little bit of a twinge, but you feel like it goes away really quickly. Lose 0 humanity. You passed. It was very low difficulty.
You see, Ray, why couldn't you be like Daniel?
Because I rolled shit, maybe?
the only reason Daniel had to do this
Roll
was because I
better.
rolled a fumble.
Roll better, Ray.
That is my first fumble of the campaign.
Imagine this is just our
I rolled
characters.
plenty of 2. One.
Unfortunately, these
Yeah.
beauties have a different saying. They tell themselves chaos. And I can't say anything to chaos.
So we'll
So-
go ahead and say. Go on.
No, I'm bracing myself.
Alright, so with Gen's blood sample, Daniel, you get the feeling that when you inspect it, and obviously this is like blood that started to coagulate a little bit because it's been on the ground for a little while. It's a little dirty. It's not super fluid, but when you get a better look at the samples after burning it through the microscope, you can kind of see that you don't see an infection like overtaking different cells. You see the cells look modified, like they look somewhat inhuman.
Just picturing tiny little red tanks instead of blood cells.
That are slowly building a wall with the other dead cells around them.
No,
It's
when you
funnier
get a
because,
closer look at the blood samples, you can see a bit of a plus symbol in a couple of them that looks like it's formed out of 4 circles within the cell.
Dale's gonna sketch that down
Okay, you do.
as best he can.
And then I don't know if you guys took a sample of Ray's blood to study or not.
Not that I
Did
remember.
you?
No.
I said I don't think that we ever received a sample from Ray, but Alexander gave a sample, and Daniel, of course, has his own blood.
Your guys' blood looks normal, like low-key. What blood type are you?
I don't know.
He's not getting ready to go to war with Platelet Nation.
¿Tienes el cargador?
Nah, you and Alex's blood looks pretty normal for the most part.
Except for the Alex's that's stabbing itself.
Yes, my blood is suicidal on its own.
I'm gonna cut me.
And it just makes more blood cells out of nowhere.
It oozes cytoplasm.
And now I would say everyone gets back to the Aikido building.
We're back.
Gen's gonna once he gets Daniel once Kevin gets in, Daniel's gonna God man, I just can't get names straight right now.
That
Once
happened to me.
Alex is in the building. Gen is going to look to Daniel and say, "We've got a wounded over here. Someone decided to stab themselves with bamboo."
Unfortunately, it was Ray.
No, it wasn't.
Why blame it on me? I've done nothing wrong to you. Miko.
Akari's just staying behind them like, I don't know.
Boys.
It's only a small scratch. They're overreacting. I am
He
fine.
tried to stab himself in the vein on his wrist.
Alright, Gen, come with me. I move him to the mat.
Again, did you read an
Did he what?
Not so old, fresh. Open up your fresh wound.
No.
Did you re-injure
At
yourself?
least. No. As I said, no one knows my body better than me. I won't push myself just to injure myself
you sure?
further.
Are you sure? Because dealing with that situation doesn't make my brain want to explode like that one does.
Gen's just gonna take his shirt and like lift it up so that you can see his chest. Inspect it if you must.
I'll lay it
God
down.
damn
there.
it. I did. Alexander!
It's
Get
just
up
a
over
scratch. It's just a scratch. I have a band-aid.
Says the medical doctor. It's just a scratch.
You haven't-
says the doctor.
You haven't even seen it yet. And like Gent said, he knows his own body.
I
I
know.
know my own body. I'm perfectly fine.
I highly doubt that.
Also, I feel like
He's
it was kind of
letting
implied,
go
but
of
Gen just tosses the bamboo away at some point.
Sakura just leans over to Akari. Are these guys normally like this? And she goes, I don't even know.
All right. Okay. Claps hands together. All right, you guys. Look.
I have been all night of a wounded.
Look.
Please, Alexander, please show me the injury so that I can assess it.
Here. We stopped for first time.
Well, things that Gen told me about this, it isn't terrible, but it could have easily become infected. Sepsis is no joke.
I have a first aid kit. I'm fine. You
Having a
always
first
get
aid
injured.
kit does not account first aid knowledge. Alexander, please stop making this harder than Sisyphus rolling his boulder up the mountain.
I mean, whatever.
All right.
Daniel is going to attempt to remove the center and patch up Alexander's most injury. I'm not letting one go. Do I get any bonus or
I'm
any
gonna
positive
say it's so low tier of an injury to where like it's borderline like just don't fumble.
Yay! I just fumbled though, so oh no.
Hey, two
Did
fumbles
you?
don't happen
I
in a
don't
row,
even see
right?
it.
Yay!
Oh, look at that.
Okay.
Healed.
So he'll disinfect it, put a fresh band-aid on it, pull your splinter out, and within an hour of game time, give yourself 1 wound point. I would give it to you instantaneously, but I feel like there has to be some penalty for just cutting your wrist for no real reason.
I have it at 1. So would that be a 2 or would that be a 1 still?
No, I'm saying it's gonna take an hour of in-game time to heal back to 0.
Just going to clap for everyone to sort
So would that be? So would that be? So would that be 2 wood points in total, or would that just be a 1?
It's 1 that goes away in an hour, my guy.
Okay.
All right, right. Just
Okay,
sort of
I'm sorry.
pikes
Go
up.
ahead.
All right. We're kind of on the edge. Daniel is stressed. Again, is fucked. And Alex, I'm not sure. Yes, Daniel.
I will just
I like
type
the
up,
imagine
maybe the gate fried his brain essay.
It,
Look, all I'm saying is we're living too much on the edge, right? I know everything has just been fucking thrown upside down for all of us. We're all in a shitty situation right now. But we don't get our heads into the game, we're all gonna be fucked. And it's gonna be 9-way Sunday on it.
I agree.
I know.
I did blood tests while you were gone. I did find something interesting.
What'd you find, Doc?
Speaking of which, Daniel, I need to talk to you before.
Before?
Yes, before.
Before I talk about the blood test results?
Yes.
Okay. I can do that. Ray, please make sure that he does not stab himself again. I don't think that will be a problem. And I didn't think that I would have to ask, but I'm asking.
Question for Adam. Would Daniel have left the sketch at the wherever he was doing the testing?
Daniel basically has the sketchbook in his hand. It's just a notebook.
I see. Okay.
Alright.
Like he was literally going to turn it around and show you guys the drawing, but since Gen is calling him before that, he's holding it close to his chest.
Raising it
Also, we skipped over and we don't need to go back to it. Gen will talk to Akari about essentially what they just found out, or what Daniel just found out.
Drop.
If we got time to fit it in, we will. I'll just gauge it as we go.
Ray will just quickly say, alright, well, have your conversation you have to, but just want to let you guys know right now we need to. Let's get our head in the game on this. I know we're all on edge. Let's try to. Again, you rest, recuperate. Daniel, I know you're trying to help us out, but get some sleep. Just some sleep at some point, man. You look dead. Alright. I'll let you talk.
Okay.
Yeah, Gen's gonna essentially pull you over to a corner where he can find a seat.
Can we
So I assume you.
sit in the coach's office?
What?
I said, can we have this
If-
talk in the coach's office if it's unlocked?
I mean, I don't see why not. They mostly
Alright.
just lock the main building because there's like no equipment kept in there.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking. It would be a good isolated corner, basically. Just the roleplay. Again, you wanted.
All right, so then I assume you tested my blood.
I tested yours and Alexander's unknown. I did not have Ray's. Nor did I have Vivian's, Martin's, Ivo's, or Sakura's. Or Akari's. I would not have tested their blood without their permission. I would not have tested yours if Ray
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure I know what you found, but let's hear it.
Well, I drew down what I saw on your red blood cells. Pretend it's a sketch.
Obviously, it's an inhuman
Blood
cell.
Yeah.
Having studied having studied as much as I can of everything related to Tricell, Umbrella, and all of that, and just the infections in general, have I ever seen anything similar?
Nope.
I don't want to sketch a little tank with a plus sign on it now.
It's an interesting look for a blood cell. And I'll admit, not one I've ever seen before, but It tells me all I need to know. I'm infected with something. Have been, as far as I can tell, most of my life. Nice. Whatever my pills are, and
We've been keeping you in a stable condition.
again looks at his body. If I had to guess, more than stable.
I said Daniel looks down at his own body. It is rather unfair.
Again chuckles. That has nothing to do with the virus. Probably. I
It
have a very
seemed like any
rigorous
virus.
workout routine. Okay, well, whatever mutation, whatever it is, it's this. My physique came through hard work, not genetics. But
I'm not going to push your hard work again. I can only give you facts.
But as I was saying, I'm no physician, but I've always recovered faster. Colds, cuts, even fatigue to a minor degree. My body always seemed faster.
Well, in all of the studies that I've done, I've never heard of someone in your condition. Because you basically, if you don't mind me putting a point on it, you looked like you were in a car crash.
And 8 hours ago, I'd say I felt like I was in a car crash.
You looked like it. It was very concerning.
Though I don't think I should be running any
Have your
marathons
vitals-
in the immediate future.
Or running.
Have my vitals... my vitals... What?
That's well. Our vitals, have you indicated, is your heart rate, are you sweating profusely? Do you feel a chill?
Are any of these side effects ones that I would have, besides, being cold, because that's, if you lose blood, you get cold.
What I'm gonna say is, again, you do feel all of like the normal effects that would have come with what happened to you. The one thing that you do probably notice is that since you took the pill that Aaron gave you, your body has started feeling less and less of that exponentially faster.
Again, just kind of nods. I was cold. In a fuck ton of pain. And I kind of all became blurry after a little, and then I come in and out.
Entering
from...
shock.
It again basically describes the feeling of going in and out of consciousness from lack of blood and the beating that he took, and then after I took the pill, it all remained, but the longer I went, the faster it went away. As I said, it's like my body heals faster than normal.
I can't say what I saw. If you are infected or not, I don't think you are. But whatever it is, you are definitely modified.
I would,
No human blood cells look like that.
I would prefer it if you didn't make that public.
Very well. What
At
should I tell
least.
them then?
I don't know.
I can tell them that I didn't detect any sign of infection in your. That would be cool. Is there a reason that you want to keep this secret?
Tell them
I will.
it's,
I'm not share if you do not want me to, but I would like to know myself if that is all right.
I want to know more before we jump to the conclusion of something and anything that could create more panic. Because whatever's happening with me, again, kind of shakes his pill bottle a little. My pills are the exact same as Ray's, from what we can tell.
I caught on to that as well. Thank you, phone.
We've got enough things going on.
Well, I mean, Alexander was thrown into such a panic that you said he tried to slit his own wrist?
Not so much slit as impale his wrist.
He was trying to crucify?
He said he was
What?
He said he was trying to experiment as to whether or not we could fatally wound ourselves purposefully.
What?
Gen just kind of like nods at the faces that Daniel's making. Yeah, it was. Well, let's just say
One
that
moment.
we're lucky I didn't pop any of my.
Ow.
Yeah. We're like I said, we're lucky I didn't pop any of my stitchings with how.
Stitches?
Yeah, the various stitching. To sew up his wounds. With how much of a gasket I was about to blow.
I would normally say it does not do just to talk about his injury to Sides himself. He didn't exactly what's coming with the truth. And if I'm going to treat him, all of you, I know the truth.
That's why, if you think it becomes important enough that others have to know, don't put anyone in danger to keep the secret. At least
And Daniel will
of our group. Again, we'll take it a little stiffly because obviously it's still recovering, but
Why do I imagine again trying to reach out his hand and just 2 fingers, and that's still enough for Daniel's whole hand?
because Gen is a massive man, but not that massive.
And Daniel is normal sized and young. Well, I would
think,
like to see Ray's.
That's something you'll have to ask him about.
I should let you know. I wouldn't think to get, and I would prefer if you did not tell Alexander. But when I was testing your blood, a little bit fell onto the Bunsen burner and steamed up into my face. I was wearing protective goggles, and mask, so I don't think that any would have gotten into any pores. But anything could happen.
Just if you start to feel weird, maybe test your blood again and then come find me.
Yeah. Thank you for being honest with me, Ben. And not trying to run off into a full first possible opportunity.
I may know my body well, but I'm not so foolish as to think I'm Superman.